In 1919, he hit 29 home runs and was sold to the New York Yankees.
A three-run home run for Buffington. The Yankees now lead it by a score of 3-2.
Bill Lee is now going over to a couple of the Yankees, and there they go again.
Hits it to deep left. That might send the Yankees to the World Series.
Varitek and A-Rod going at it. Roberts is going. Posada's throw. Roberts safe.
What can I say? Just tip my hat and call the Yankees my daddies.
Welcome to Fan Base, a deep dive into the greatest rivalry in sports. I'm your host, John Senecal. Episode 232. We're going to be flying solo for this episode, and we're going to do a quick hit here. Basically, what we're talking about, what I'm talking about this morning is wrapping up the World Baseball Classic. Not so much in general, just the final game. U.S. going down to Venezuela, losing 3-2. I guess let's see, disappointment. Let's just say that what it is. I mean, the U.S. obviously a heavy favorite along with Japan to win the whole thing. I would say, given it the fact that they had the dream team assembled, they were the favorite to win the whole thing, especially being in the finals now, right? And obviously it didn't go according to plan. The U.S. completely dominated by Venezuela pitching, starting right out of the gate by Eduardo Rodriguez, former Red Sox. I mean, what can you say? The dude threw like 4 1/3 innings of freaking one-hit ball, man. It's nuts. I mean, he completely dominated the U.S. hitters, and he pitched the game of his life. And that's what happens in the WBC. That's exactly what happens in the WBC. These players, like the Michael Lorenzens, they step up and they throw the games of their lives, especially when it means something for their country, right? And that's what they're playing for in this tournament. But that being said, the U.S. in general, I mean, flat as a board, right? They didn't have 17 straight innings where they didn't get a runner in scoring position other than the Bryce Harper home run in the 8th inning of the final game. Just completely, it's like, what other words can you use? It's just awful. Aaron Judge, 3 Ks in the final. Schwarber, 3 Ks in the final. The hitters just in general looked overmatched. They got up to the plate and it was like, they just were watching too many first pitch strikes. They were getting behind, and they were even getting the benefit of the doubt on some calls that were strikes that the umpires were not calling strikes. I mean, for both sides, but obviously the U.S. hitters, the ones that were supposed to hit, the Judges, the Schwarbers, the Harpers, Harper for the tournament, 214, Judge 222, Schwarber batted 320, but he did not play well in the last 2 games. Bregman 143. Anthony finished, obviously he struck out to end the game, but he did finish with a good average, 280, and he was the youngest player on the team, and he was a late addition. So his future is completely, insanely bright for him, obviously. The best hitter on the team was Bryce Terang, the person that pretty much no one up until this point knew about, the second baseman for the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm gonna say, a lot of this comes down to the fact that the U.S. wasn't all in again. Drove me absolutely insane that people were posting stuff of Tarik Skubal walking in the hockey jerseys, flexing like he's going into battle when he should have been on the mound. I mean, let's be honest here. If Tarik Skubal starts that game, I mean, you can't guarantee a win, but what you can guarantee is a 2-time Cy Young Award winner is going to go out there and start the game. And if he throws you 50 pitches, chances are he's going to put you in the position to win the game. Not to say that they weren't in the position to win the game. The pitching for the U.S. team was great in general, right? It was the hitting that let them down. Now, I'm not a big fan of all these rules and regulations on pitchers. I get it, right? I get it that the clubs are concerned and they don't want to see their pitchers get hurt. But at the same time, I would argue that Tarik Skubal is probably going to throw 50 pitch bullpen session probably anyways in the next day or so. So why is he not able to throw in a game? Right? I mean, we're not talking about 100 pitches and grinding out a 9-inning start. We're talking about just getting out there. And then you got to worry about, can I only use this guy in the 9th inning? What's it matter if it's only a safe situation? Yeah, I guess if it's a safe situation, he's the closer. Mentally, it's different. But come on, man, it's March. He needs to go out there and throw. Like, you can't use him in the 7th for 20 pitches. You can't use him in the 8th for 20 pitches. You can't use him in a tie situation. I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, until there is some, like, just freedom in general for these players, if they're not going to step up for themselves, like a Tariq Skubal, and tell his agents and the team, you know what, I'm playing. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to throw. And if you're not going to come out there and throw, don't show up. Don't be there and be the guy that you know is going to be out there celebrating if they won. Front row, right? Front row celebrating, guaranteed. And what do you do? Throw 3 innings, 55 pitches against Great Britain. I mean, freaking Rockettes pitcher could have done that. I mean, it's a joke. So, I mean, until the U.S. in general, I mean, all the other teams were dealing with it. I know they are because I'm listening to it, and the Venezuela manager had to persuade the Cubs to allow the pitcher to pitch in certain situations. I get it. But at the same time, there has to be a full buy-in from all these players. So we're going to see what happens coming up in 2028, because the U.S. is a host country for the Olympics, so they qualify right out the gate. The top 2 teams qualify for the WBC, and then there's all sorts of play-ins for international and Asia Pacific and all that. So there is going to be baseball in the 2028 Olympics. So I highly doubt there's going to figure out a way to stop the MLB season in July or let these players play. I just don't see that happening. So no, good luck with that. But the next WBC, they need a full buy-in, and in my opinion, they need a better manager. I mean, DeRosa, that was his second time, and obviously some flaws. You know, you could talk about not pinch hitting for Will Smith. Just in general, I don't, you know, the comments not knowing about if you're in, if you're not, if you don't beat Canada, you know, just not knowing the situation in general. I mean, he's a baseball guy, right? He was a hell of a player. He made a good name for himself in baseball. You know, he's not a Hall of Famer. He's a good player. He's an analyst. He's been around the game for his whole career, but that doesn't make you a good manager, regardless of who you surround yourself with. So until they get someone that is an actual manager, which again is going to be insanely hard because it's during spring training and nobody's going to really want their manager leaving the team, let alone their superstars. Because that's the guy who's supposed to be the pulse of the team running the whole thing, obviously, unless you're the Yankees and they say it's the front office. So, I mean, I guess you're looking for guys that are current, but they're just out of their gig and they don't have a full-time gig, and they might be up for a coaching role and they don't really care about getting it. Or maybe it's someone like a Terry Francona who is probably going to retire soon and would be available in 3 years. Or maybe, I don't know. I mean, he could be a little bit too old, but he's a super respected guy. So they need to figure out, USA Baseball needs to figure out a way to get a baseball manager. And I guess they put manager in quotes, because I guess you could put anybody as manager, right? But someone who has some cred, some street cred, some dugout cred, some field cred. Yeah, it's just a disappointment all around for the baseball in general, for USA. I have to say the Harper home run in the 8th inning was pretty special, and you could feel it, and you just thought in general that they're going to come out, and they're going to come out in the 9th, and they're going to be fine. But what happens is a walk and a stolen base always kills you. We know that, Yankees fans, 2004, right? But that being said, why isn't Mason Miller available, right? Like, oh, he's only available if it's a save situation. There we are again. That was the thing. So you can't use him in a tie game in the 9th? A guy who no one's even like touched the ball on in 39 innings or whatever it is, 40 innings. He hasn't let a guy on base. Struck out like the last 600 batters he's faced or whatever. It's insane, his numbers. Why can't he be in there? Changes the whole scope of the game. Tariq Skubal starts, changes the whole scope of the game. This is exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't have full commitment and full buy-in, there's no way you're ever going to be able to win in general. It's just the strikes are against you. It's just too hard. And I hate to say it, I do feel for DeRosa, because how are you supposed to manage like that? I mean, not only are you managing a baseball team full of superstars who are sitting the bench, like a Cal Raleigh, who probably should have pinch hit for Will Smith, or a Gunnar Henderson, who probably should have been in the whole time, regardless if he's a lefty on lefty. Like, how do you figure that out if you got all these Jenga pieces moving around, and the next thing you know, you got to worry about Mason Miller is going to hit 20 pitches in the middle of an at bat or something. It's just annoying. It's annoying. I don't know how you fix it. Baseball, it's like fixing baseball in general just seems like it's like finding weapons of mass destruction. It just it's such a pure sport and an old sport, and until you figure out a way that everybody is all in like they would be in Game 7 of the World Series, everybody pitches. I mean, I would think Paul Skeens, I mean, he was probably ready to go out there and pitch on 2 days rest. I mean, if these guys would do that, oh, this is bigger than the World Series, and you damn well that Scuba would have been out there pitching in the World Series. Don't tell me he's pitching for a contract. Give me a break. He just won his arbitration case. The guy's going to get $32 million this year. You have Tommy John surgery and come back, guaranteed 3-year, $100 million contract coming off of Tommy John. It's $150 million pretty much guaranteed, and he gets to sit at home for a year. So I'm not buying this contract BS and this agent stuff. Step up and own it. You want to wear the jersey, then get out in the mound. Simple as that. I mean, you can talk about it till you're blue in your face. USA Baseball has to have the buy-in. They have to have the heart. You know, you watch that game, and it's like that game last night, the championship game was a tale of two teams. Every time the USA player came to bat, it looked like he was overmatched. It was not relaxed, no nothing. It just looked like they were completely lost. I'll look at a first strike. I'll hope the umpire doesn't call one on the outside of the plate. I'll be down 2 strikes. I'll maybe fight back and make it 2-2. And then next thing you know, I'm going to strike out or I'm going to pop up. I mean, hats off to the Venezuelan pitchers and the team. I mean, the better team won, obviously, right? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's how it is. Baseball, any team can win on any given day, and they proved that. So the big spectacle, every 3-year spectacle is over. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. I mean, there'll be a lot of talk for the next couple of days about this and wanting DeRosa to be gone, and he'll be, everyone's heart is on the sleeve and all that stuff. I mean, it is what it is, right? But there will be changes made. I would guess you would probably see Aaron Judge come back as long as he's healthy and still playing. I'm guessing that would be the case. He will be 35 or 36 at the time. But my guess is he's still going to be able to command the batter's box if it's even has a DH role. So we'll see how the team shakes out in 3 years. We'll see who the manager is. And as far as USA Baseball, we look forward to the Olympics and see how they figure that one out. I mean, it could be like a flag football thing. I would guess it's going to be more like a replacement players kind of thing we saw way back in the day. I hate to say I said replacement players. We could be looking at a strike in between now and then, or a lockout too. That's a whole other story. But we'll put that off the back burner till after this season. Hopefully, maybe they'll figure something out in the meantime. But the regular baseball starts back up. I guess it doesn't start back up. It's been going on. So, but in general, we're going to get back to normal spring training. So the next episode, we'll be talking about, regular Yankees, Red Sox stuff and the general feelings about what's going on around baseball as we look forward to the March 26th opening day, which is, it's just a little over a week away. So that's crazy. These guys are coming back. They're going to get back with their team coming off of this whirlwind of the World Baseball Classic. And they're basically going to have 1 week. And the Yankees start on the West Coast. So they're flying out to San Francisco. So they're probably going to get out there, I would imagine, at least a day early, right? So they're going to be breaking camp in less than a week, the Yankees. So there's a lot going on in the next week for Major League Baseball in general. So we will be back right before the season starts and with our predictions, our annual, who's going to be the MVP, who's going to win, the AL and the NL, and who's going to be the World Series. But also, we'll talk AL East, right? Because that seems to be the big talk every year, the AL East. And of course, the Blue Jays will be the perennial favorite, I would guess, because they won it last year. We'll only buy a game, but we shall see. So we will be back right before the season starts with another episode. But until then, this has been episode 232 of Fanbase, a deep dive into the greatest rivalry in sports.